All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to Galactic Reviews. This week we're going over the new animated Spider-Man movie because I cannot remember the title of the movie, so that's what I'm going to describe it as. All in all,
Hmm.
I mean, the design of the movie is basically the same. I haven't seen the first one in a while, so I don't remember all
Andrew
of
was
it. I
about
was
to
talking to
cry.
Garrett
I was like, you haven't, what do you mean you haven't seen the first one?
I saw that
in a
reaction.
while.
I know. Then you said that, and he was like, "Oh, it's he settled back down." So,
Yeah, I haven't seen it in a while. Um, So I don't specifically remember the animation all completely, but I was told that it's pretty much the same. The only thing I didn't like was some scenes where I didn't like the way they focused in on things. Like the characters seemed very sharp, and then the background just seemed like I was losing my eyesight. Everything was just a blur of colors.
This movie was actually made
Um,
by your doctor. He has something to tell you.
all right, what the fuck was I saying? Well, back to my review. Honestly, I don't remember it that well.
the
Um,
review or the movie?
the movie.
Okay.
All I remember it was fairly good, but it's easily forgettable in my opinion. Um, for it's got great character growth for Miles Morales and for Gwen Stacy. And then that's pretty much the whole movie. It's just character growth for those two characters. Um, and it's just leading up to the part two. Um, So what I've been telling people specifically is if you don't want to go out and watch this movie right now, you don't have to. I would recommend watching it right before you watch the second half of this movie.
I hear you.
Because this movie, it's good, but it's it leaves you with the want of I need to see the second part. I need more. It just left me unsatisfied to an extent.
Which is
I
a
wasn't
very good.
disappointed. I wasn't disappointed, but I wanted more. It gave me a lot of character group development, information, but none of the Spider-Man action that or anything you really saw in the first movie. This was just plot development. So if you do want to see it, go ahead. It's a great movie, but I would still recommend waiting next year and just watch it right before you watch the next next one in line. I think you'll get a better understanding. I think you'll enjoy it a lot more personally, but who's to say?
Zach, you gonna give a ranking on this?
Oh, yes. Let me see. Uh, I'm trying to think what I ranked the first movie. This is below the first movie in my opinion, but I don't know remember what I ranked the first one.
Did we do the first one?
We did 2 years ago.
I
Awesome.
thought we did. Yeah. No. It's
Well,
not.
I'm gonna give it an 8 anyways because I don't remember. This one is more like a 6 or a 6.5 for me. Mostly because it's just a lot of plot development. Just for the enjoying factor for myself, I was just left wanting a lot more for the plot. I'm really excited for the next one. It's just this didn't feel like a Spider-Man movie. It felt more like kind of like a sitcom or something similar. I don't really know specifically. I'm trying to think of what else. I had an idea of what I was going to say, and I don't remember it now. Someone else can take the wheel. I pass my torch on to you.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna have a hard time reviewing this, or like I'm holding myself back from like fully taking it in because it's like a half of a story. It's just a part one, and I don't want to be like, oh, it had a great story when it's literally not even the whole story. Um, I really enjoyed seeing all these different types and iterations of Spider-Man. I thought that was really cool. How both they portrayed someone serious, some of them serious, and some of them funny. And I liked how they explained what canon meant for the entire audience. This one I think was more emotionally charged than the first one. This one hit me harder with the moments it had. It gave us a new Sigma character. I thought it was really funny. I thought it was decent. I think just the first one where you introduce a character is very hard to beat. So I think if I gave the first one like a 9, I'd have to give this an 8. And if I give the first one an 8, I'd have to give this one a 7. I think I'd probably give the first one like a 9. Something that had to be an 8. Yeah, art stayed consistently good. I'm very happy that they took a very silly villain and made it quite intimidating and serious. So that was fun. I liked how they made me really dislike one of my favorite characters. So good for them for doing that.
I am going to give this one a 7 because I think we were reintroduced characters that I thought were really great in the first movie. I really was sad that this one didn't have a lot of those characters, like Spider-Man Noir, that anime Spider Woman or whatever, Spider Ham. All three of those were really great, funny characters that I really liked in the first one that we didn't see a whole lot in this second one. And I wish they were able to like bring them back in this one and were able to like show them off a little bit. But we only got to see Miles Morales, Spider-Man's, Spider-Gwen, and then um the dad Spider-Man, which I thought was hilarious, by the way. Um, I thought this was a very good setup for the next one, which is pretty much what this one is. And I really much agree with Zach. You don't have to watch this movie until like the next one comes out because it's looking like it should be a back to back, which is honestly what I think a good like. I wouldn't say it was like I don't know if this would technically be considered a trilogy. I think it's more of like a one movie and then a back to back set of movies, but I don't know. I just thought this was a great setup movie, so I'll give it a 7. I liked it.
I like the art style for this movie. I like the soundtrack for this movie. Uh, and ironically enough, I think they've done a good job with the Miles character compared to what he's been in the comic books. That's something that's been very good with this movie. And there are some problems with this movie I do have, but overall, I do think it is it's an okay, good film. It's not. I do think it's going to depend on. I do think this film is going to depend on how its sequel will go, and I think that's just going to be how this one is. It's not going to be a because it doesn't have a like you said, Zach. It doesn't have a good ending, or it doesn't have an abrupt. It has an abrupt sort of ending, not like a
I would
sort
barely
of
call it an ending.
infinity. It's not an ending. So what I'm saying is it's in a very abrupt ending, whereas stuff like where it had like a where it was a prequel to a sequel, like in one I can think of is Infinity War, where it has a it's obviously got a second one in mind, but it has a good cutoff point for that first film. This one does not. I liked Miguel era. I don't know. I don't know if what you guys thought of Spider-Man 2099, but I liked him as a character. Thought he was good. That it was well fleshed out. I liked the Spot. I thought they did a very good job with him. They sort of made him. He went. I really liked how they made him a very incompetent villain and sort of grew him as a villain over the 2 hours that we got to see him, or however long he was in the 2 hour film. I did not like the way they handled Peter Parker or the Spider-Man. I didn't think I was hoping for uh, I believe most people would be hoping for that Peter Parker that we kind of got to see toward the end of the first Spider-Verse film. and we never really got to see that here. We really just got to see a goofy, sort of joking Peter Parker. And same can be said with the other Peter Parker that we got to see in this film, Ben Riley. It was nothing more than a joke. So
I thought that was brilliant. Especially
You would.
considering how dramatic and traumatic his comic run was, and that most people going to see this movie probably don't know his name. I thought that made me laugh because I didn't even expect him to be in there.
no, but it would have been good to have him actually be somewhat serious instead of being a joke. So, just me personally. So, we'd have actually liked to see him done justice in the film instead of him being a joking character. So, it's not like you don't have those kind of characters. You had Spider-Ham being a joking character, and he had some heartfelt stuff in there, but I don't know. Ben Riley, I don't think Ben Riley was the right fit for that. Jessica Drew is not necessary in this film. There's no reason why a pregnant superhero lady should be fighting crime. It's a horrible run in the comic books, and it's a horrible thing done here. As for the race change, I don't. It's stupid. Don't 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 really care for it. I don't know what you guys think of it. And I
Didn't
know
even
it
know
kind
that
of
was a
sounds
thing.
like so it wouldn't have made a difference to you, Andrew. I know I'm kind of rambling a little bit. I'm trying not to, because there's a whole bunch of things a whole bunch of little nitpicky things like you could go in on about. Wish we got to see some of. I wish Nick Cage's Spider-Man Noir showed up. I really liked him. I didn't think he was utilized enough in the
I
last
think
film.
I think they're leading up to a lot more of those characters in the second film.
I
What it
assume
seems like.
so, but that doesn't mean they will, considering how many characters they do have in that entourage of Spider-Man. So
True, they did show
it,
quite
it
the team at the end.
so it could go either way. I don't know. I think this film is going to depend a lot on its successor, and there's a lot of things I like and a lot of things I dislike. And I do like the art style. The art style is phenomenal. It's phenomenally
They
well
definitely
done.
changed the game when they came out with the first one, as far
Yeah.
as animation movies go now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to give this film a 6.5 out of 10. I will probably either raise it or lower it depending on its successor. That's kind of where I'm at on that. Uh, Long and short of it, mostly short of it because I really don't feel like talking a whole bunch.
I was gonna say, save your energy.
100% if you don't go watch it immediately, nothing, you're
The
not
only thing
losing
you lose out
anything.
on is understanding the memes.
For sure, you're
Sure.
not gonna you're only missing out on like the more current culture sort of memeage, but you're not gonna miss out on a whole bunch of story as like Zach said, it's
Yeah.
there, but it's very much filler. It feels like this was supposed to be this felt like it was one film that was split up into two and they had to fill up all the time so that they could make it work for two films.
I was about to say there wasn't any big spoilers or like big plot details revealed, and then I remember there's like one
Yeah.
that really wasn't explored, so they better be getting into that in the next movie.
Would you guys say that this is a movie you can watch once and understand it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Depending on
would
its
you
predecessor or its successor, it'll
would
probably
you
be a film
watch
that
it
we
like a
can watch
billion
once.
times or just like once?
No, for
I might
now it's
watch it
only one
again
that I
before the next movie, but probably just
Yeah.
once.
this is
Yeah,
probably a film that you'd
probably
only
just
watch
once, though.
once. I think unlike its predecessor, this is a film where you'd only have to watch it once. Or where you'd only want to watch it once. It's not one of
I'm an
those
outlier for that question. I only watch most movies once.
okay, well, for
Unless
me,
it's an
I don't mind
extremely good
watching
movie.
yeah, I don't mind watching films repetitiously, if I enjoy them. This is one of those films where it's a one and done movie, and I think it's going to mainly depend on its successor whether or not it's going to be a one and done movie. So, unlike the first film where you can watch it a couple times, you're fine. This one's like a one, and then if you have to watch the second time, you're gonna be kind of nitpicking stuff away and stuff. whereas you're not going
Yeah.
to be as sitting there and enjoying it as much as you did.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie you're not gonna miss anything if you don't see it immediately, besides the memes, of course.
No,
So
unlike the first film, which was actually you need to go watch this film. You need to go.
yeah,
It's a
a
good film. You
good
need to watch it. This one was
standalone.
a. This one was a. It's a two-parter. You don't need to go watch it now. You probably need to watch it before the next one, but you don't need to go watch it now. It was fine. You're not going to miss out on anything. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about uh, that aspect. I don't mind films being two-parters. I think they can be good. It's just I don't think the way that they did this is the right way to do a two-parter. If that makes sense.
Like it just had a very abrupt ending.
Yeah, it did. It did. It would have been better if they ended it like right when Miles is revealed to be the second Miles is revealed to be the Prowler of that universe. That probably would have been the best sort of ending for it. And then
Yeah.
but instead they went on for like another 5-10 minutes. Not necessary. And definitely when I feel better at least, we can do an unrestrained specifically on us talking about this movie. I don't have the energy to try to talk back to Andrew's every 5 points, and I don't think Zach wants to be put in that firefight as much as I do. So
Sorry for cutting in.
all good, dude. All good. That is it for this episode of Galactic Reviews. Join us next time. We'll be watching Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, and we'll see you next time on Galactic Reviews.
Bye.
Ethan sounded like he was dying more than me right there. I don't know why.
It's because we're all dead on the inside,
Well, we're all dying, really. So
slowly but surely.
I mean, you're living your whole moment until your death, so
Yay.
it's a good thing to think about.